Hello Taurus, Elsie here with a bonus read. How are you, Bull Gang? I hope you're well. Happy Wednesday to you as I throw these cards. It is a Wednesday, but please understand that I'm throwing these cards and you can find this at any time. Today, tomorrow, next year, 3 years from now. It may resonate then, it may not resonate right now for some of you. Can't resonate for all of you because it is in fact a reading that is general, right? Let's get a deck here. Let's find out what's going on. Taurus, when I do a general bonus read, I am reading for the current or the future energy. I'm not looking at digging into anything back there. If it does show up, I will acknowledge it, but we're not going to dig into it. Let's find out what's going on. Onward and upward, Taurus. Tell me what is going on for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. My Taurian gang. Tell me about Taurus, please. The cycle's over, Taurus. It's done. There it is. It's time to work on something new. Thing is, I think you're a little bit scared or wary of the process. It feels like you're trying to trust in the universe here. It feels like you're in the midst of some sort of transitional energy here. I feel like you're up in your head. The world energy here. So it tells me that you are in a major shift. So if you're feeling like all the puzzle pieces are in the air, I'm going to say all the puzzle pieces are in the air right now. If that's how you're feeling, it's because of the World card. It's because you have now finally ended some sort of a chapter in your life and you're now transitioning to some sort of new phase in your life. I think for some of you, we're talking about this place of the Eight of Pentacles. And, you know, for some of you, this could mean that this is the workplace or the career. But I really do feel like we're talking about you, Taurus. I feel like we're talking about really working hard on you, being creative with you. So it feels like you're going into self-mastery mode. It feels like you're I want to say that you're learning something new. There's a bunch of books sitting here that the light has gone on. It feels like the light has gone on that you thought, you know what? I'm not spending one more day in the way that I was doing things because it just wasn't working for me. It was just on a loop, right? I feel like you finally closed the loop. Oops. It's what it feels like. You finally closed the loop. You finally brought things full circle. The Eight of Pentacles is here, and so it does feel like with the Eight of Pentacles being here that there is, I feel like you're being very careful with the information you take in. Somebody may have gone back to school, but I don't really think it's that. I really do feel like you're starting to get to know the self more or better, and so I feel like you're starting to find that you have talents, I want to say. You have talents. It feels like that you maybe, you know what, I'm thinking about sort of a Bible verse. And, you know, if you guys know me, if you've been here for a while, you know that I'm a hybrid. I was raised in religion for most of my life. And I no longer am in religion. I've completely moved over to the spiritual side. But of course, I still have this religious information in my head, which is not necessarily a bad thing. And I'm thinking about the story about talents. When we take our talents and we put them in the ground, there's like talents were given to everyone, and some of us choose to keep them and hoard them and put them in the ground and bury them, and hopefully they will grow, but other people choose to use those talents. And so it feels like that's what this is. I feel like you're choosing to finally unearth your talents is what it feels like. It does feel like a bit of a scary place, not gonna lie. It feels like though you're spending a lot of your time gathering information right now because you want to know what's true and what's not true. It could be whatever it is. Look, maybe you're somebody who has some sort of a talent where there's a lot of controversy around it, and you've got to figure out what is true and what is not true. You watch a lot of tarot readers, and a lot of tarot readers will tell you a lot of different things, and so you have to then make your decision about what information is best for you and what information is not best for you. So that's what it feels like is going on here. It feels like you have closed a chapter here, Taurus, and now it's time to work on the thing that I feel that you're ready to put all of your time, energy, and attention into. I think it's you. For some of you, this could be a health journey, right? That you're finally looking into, how can I, stabilize my blood sugar? How can I be more cardiovascularly healthy? Like, it feels like you are on some sort of a new path here that you're working really hard on, and it's on you, and it feels like you're now dispelling myths is what you're doing. Finding out what makes sense to you and what doesn't, maybe checking with doctors, maybe checking with psychologists. It feels like you're trying to figure out what makes sense to you and what's working for you and what's not. It feels like that you're ready to start, but I also feel like you're in the process of learning and eliminating what doesn't make sense, or eliminating what is not showing up in the medical journals, or information you get from your doctor or your chiropractor or whoever you're dealing with. It feels like that you are, the Two of Pentacles is here with the Eight of Pentacles, and that's 10. I feel like you've closed the door on not feeling a certain type of way anymore, whether that's mentally, physically, financially, in your workplace, whatever it is. I don't want to feel that way anymore. It's time for a new plan. And I feel like the new plan is to find your 10 of Pentacles, something that gives you longevity, more money, longevity in your health, makes you live longer. Maybe it's your mental health, right? Maybe it's your emotional state, whatever it is. But it feels like here that you are getting ready to dig in or begin again or start something new. But first you need all of the information that you can get. Tell me more about this, please. Feels like first you have to dispel the myths. You have to look at what is not true in order to find what is true. So it feels like a backwards process of elimination. We've got the King of Swords. I love that. You are becoming the scholar. Look, the kings are all masters of their domain. You're mastering something, either the truth, or you're mastering the mind, or it feels like somebody here is really serious about finding all of the answers. I don't want anybody to be able to come to me and say, you're snowed, you don't have all the information. And when it comes down to it, Taurus, that's who you are. You're very analytical. You're very slow at making a decision about what you want to do because you are following your process. You have a process, and I feel like you are following the process at this time. You're trying to figure out what it is that you need to see clearly in order to be able to start with this Page of Pentacles. Tell me about the Eight of Pentacles, please. What are we working on? Tell me about Taurus, please. Whatever it is going to give you a lot of stability. Now, I feel like you're at the beginning of something. You're trying to find the stability in whatever it is that you are learning that is brand new, that you're trying to perfect. It feels like you're trying to be perfect at it. We've got the Seven of Wands. We've got the Six of Cups. And we've got the High Priestess. For some of you, it might be that you want to be better versed in reading tarot for people, or using your psychic energy, or whatever the High Priestess is for you. It feels like whatever it is that you're doing on your own. I'm going to say that you are pulling on energy from the past, from memories. So it could be maybe you want to open a micro bakery in your home and you're pulling on memories. But I have mom's recipes. I have grandma's recipes. We've got the Seven of Wands. I feel like you're turning your back on anything that doesn't make sense. You're standing up for yourself and saying, I'm going to do this for me. And I don't want your information. I don't want your information. Y'all can have your own opinions on what you want. Look, when you do this, there's a basic stuff that you need to learn about tarot, and then you use your intuition and your psychic intuition. Some people don't have that. Some people do. Some people just read the cards. I mean, it's different for everybody, right? That's why everybody reads differently. So if you are the person who is getting into your spirituality, you're going inward, trying to listen to your intuition more. It feels like somebody here is realizing that I've had this all along. What is that? Hang on. I'm getting a song. That's what that is. I've had this all along. What is that? Oh, that's Broken and Beautiful. Oh, kind of cool. That's Broken and Beautiful by I know I'm Superwoman. I know I'm strong. I know I've got this because I've had it all along. That's what this feels like here, Taurus. You know you've got this because you've had it all along. It's just that you've buried your talents in the ground because you were maybe either too scared or didn't have enough time, or life got lifing and you were trying to keep up. So I feel like you've got all the information that you need, and it's already in your DNA. I'm going to say with the Six of Cups, it's already in your DNA. It's already in your history books. It's already in the mind. You just need to uncover it. You need to be brave enough to stand your ground and uncover it. Very interesting. Tell me about the Seven of Swords, because I feel like it's the Seven of Swords that's stopping you from beginning, from trying something new. It's like you don't yet have the confidence, because the 8 and the 1 are separate from each other. It's like you don't yet have the confidence to do what you need to do because of the 7 swords. Tell me about the 7 of swords, please. It's like a new idea of some sort that is already, it's like you're remembering who you were. I really believe that we don't come here to learn who we are, but we come here, it's sort of at the center of the onion, and then everything sort of unfolds. Maybe it's a lily, maybe it's a flower of some sort, and then as it starts to open, we start to remember who we were. So we have the Fool here. So you don't want to look a fool. You don't want to look a fool because you don't have the right information, or you took information from someone who deceived you or lied to you. You don't want to be deceived on this path here. If you're going to take a jump here, you want to make sure that you dispel all of the lies or the myths that go along with whatever it is that you're about to do here. We do have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is very logical, analytical. For some of you, this definitely could be a health journey, because the Queen of Pentacles is also someone who's going to plant their own garden, right? So they can eat from the garden and they can make themselves healthy and strong. But also the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is going to multiply everything, right? So everything you give to the Queen of Pentacles, she's going to make it bigger and better and a lot of it. And so I feel like this 10 of Swords here with the Fool, it feels like the reason that you've been holding back, like maybe you think that, maybe I should just release this. Maybe I just shouldn't take the risk, or whatever it is. Maybe I shouldn't move forward here. It feels like the 10 of Swords is a place that maybe you're scared to get hurt. You're scared that as soon as it starts, it's going to end. I'm going to say that, it's totally up to you whether you want to take it. I'm not telling you to quit your job and then go do what you really want to do. I'm telling you that the Queen of Pentacles will multiply anything that's given to her. So I feel like whatever the idea is, whatever the excitement is for you to take the leap of faith, I think first you need to release all of the 7 swords. You have to release those and decide to just go for it. Tell me more about this. We've got the 5 of Swords, but what if people argue? Look, people argue with me all the time. I get people in the comments who are always telling me how to read tarot. Like, don't worry about it. They're going to argue with you. No matter what you do, they're going to argue with you and try and argue against it. Just make sure you have as much information. And look, you can learn the rest as you go along. We have the 9 of Wands. So this is your fear. The fear is that you're going to come up against people who are going to say you're a liar. You're giving people incorrect information. We have the Hanged Man. And so I feel like that's your hesitation here. But look, you can't ignore the Wheel of Fortune, my friend. I think I've told you this before, right? You can't ignore the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune's not waiting for you to learn everything in order to be perfect, in order to be able to start your startup and know everything. That's not how this goes. I didn't know really, I knew the basics of tarot. I had no idea I had psychic energy. I had no idea of how big this whole thing would get for me. I had no idea. And that's half the fun, right? We have the Wheel of Fortune here. I feel like you're onto something, is what I want to say. You're onto something good. And I feel like it's about to explode without your permission. I'm going to say it's about to explode without your permission. So no matter how hard you want to hold back because of your fears here. I feel like you have fears that you don't know enough, that you aren't enough, that you don't have enough enough confidence, whatever it is. Look, get the basics and then learn the rest on the fly. I feel like you are going to multiply whatever comes to you. It's going to be fine. We have the 8 and 2 of Pentacles. Tell me about this. Tell me about the 10 Pentacles. What is this? We've got the 10 Cups. We've got the Chariot. Look, you just need to start. You've got enough information. As long as you're willing, like the Page of Swords, as long as you're willing to learn, you're willing to change your mind, be malleable of the mind, please be willing to allow people to tell you that you're wrong because it sends you on investigation. And no matter who comes into my comments or gets stuck in my filter that tells me I'm whatever they think I am, I'm always going to investigate it to make sure that I know who I am and they can jump Like they can take their own jump, they can take their own leap, they can open up their own YouTube channel and tell people what they think. But I'm always going to go with my intuition, and I feel like this is what it's telling me here, that you've got the 8 and the 2 of Pentacles here, that you're just starting out and you're just starting to get your footing. But I think that if you really work hard on it, it's going to make you very happy. First of all, do it because it makes you happy, not because it makes you money. It might not make you a whole lot of money at the beginning. Please don't quit your day job. We do have the Chariot though, and we have the Page of Swords. It's telling me here that if you remain open and willing to allow people to challenge your thoughts and then go find the answers for yourself, I feel like you have really quick success, is what it feels like here. The King of Swords is here. Tell me about the King of Swords for Taurus, please. Tell me why the King of Swords is here for Taurus. I feel like something becomes very clear to you, and that is that maybe, just maybe, it might work. Tell me about the King of Swords. We've got the Justice. It's going to work. Look at the Ace of Pentacles is showing up here. And we have the Strength card. Look, that's really beautiful energy. Look, the 9 of Pentacles showed up. I called it out here. 8 and 1 was 9. And then in the future, you do become confident. You can't learn it all before it happens, Taurus. You just can't. And I feel like this 3 of Swords being in the reverse is telling me that that's your realization. That, yeah, sometimes you're going to be wrong. Sometimes you're going to have to say, oh, yeah, I was wrong about that. And now I've learned something new. So I feel like don't take it all personally. Don't let it break your heart. Don't let it disappoint you. Use your confidence and use it well. It does feel like with the Judgment card, the Ace of Pentacles and the Strength here, this is your time. It's your time for karmic balance to come to your favor, because the Justice card, the Ace of Pentacles, the Strength card is here with the Wheel of Fortune. It feels like this is your time of courage. It's your time of uprising. It's your time to make money, to plant your pentacle, to plant your seeds, because it is time for you to get your justice here. But I feel like you just need to do your homework. Tell me about the outcome here for Taurus, please. Tell me about the outcome for Taurus. Or the advice, give us advice or outcome. Ooh, the Tower is here. I like that, actually. Oh, the 2 of Swords and the Emperor. Oh my goodness. This is really great. Look, the Tower's here. This is a huge shift in your energy. The 2 of Swords is here. It breaks down the blockages that you've had. It's time to release it. It's time to, I feel like the Tower is a shocking change of events, is what it feels like. Now, it could happen for you overnight. It could happen for you in a week, a month, or a year. But listen, I feel like you're going to be stepping into the Emperor's shoes. And please understand that the Emperor is not necessarily very flexible, but has a lot of wisdom. And that's why they're not really all that flexible. They are somebody, though, who has a lot of wisdom. So I'm going to say that the Tower is showing up to clear your path and show you that you've been blocked. That you've been blocking your own inspiration, that you've been blocking your own way, and it's time for you to be brave and stand up like the Emperor and say, the world is my empire. I'm going to pick a place to build, whether that's your kitchen, whether that's your dining room, whether that's a building outside of this. But look what shows up next. In the future is the 9 of Cups. Your wish fulfillment is here. It really all works out the way you want it to, but I feel like what you need to get rid of here, or what you need to work on, is the 5 of Pentacles. Look, the Star is here saying, please remain hopeful, even in the hard times, even in the times when you feel like you can't do it, or you feel like you're on the outside looking in and nobody wants your product, or nobody believes you, or nobody has any faith in you. Please know that the universe has faith in you, and that if you manifest it, you will get it, right? I really do believe that you will. Taurus, I'm going to leave that right here. And the Wheel of Fortune is here. Look, it's time to go. If you try and hold back with the Strength card, well, the Wheel of Fortune is here. Your life is about to become very uncomfortable, and that's why the Tower is here. Because some of you will do this because you don't want to be flexible. You think that you know the way, your way or the highway, and the Tower is here to tell you, That's not true. I feel like you're playing it small. I feel like this is you not playing it small, because you're not just the King of Pentacles, Taurus. You're the Emperor. And I feel like you can't see past the King of Pentacles. But there's all this wisdom that you need. And I feel like that the universe, this is going to be really uncomfortable if you decide not to move forward. The universe is going to show up with a tower and show you exactly how uncomfortable it could be. And bust you out of this place where you've been blocked, because you're Emperor energy, my friend. Feminine or masculine, that's who you are. I'm going to leave that right here. Thanks, Taurus, for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go for now. Love you guys. I'll be back because I'm always back. See you then. Bye.